Hello, everyone. So, I've been getting a lot of questions about money related things. I don't really feel the need to speak much about what's happening in the financial world right now. There are too many false narratives circulating. People are talking about QFS, XRP, this coin, that system, as if any of that really matters. It's all just noise. None of it is truth. The real currency is your coherence, period. If someone is still living in fear, that is the timeline they're aligning with. That is the frequency they're feeding, and they will experience the version of reality that reflects it. It is as simple as that. And the truth is, the collapse already happened. We've cleared out pretty much all of those money timelines. Those old banking timelines, we've already exited them, and what people are watching now is just the delayed echo. Rome was very pivotal to this. It was a lot of where the taxes started. And several of us who had lifetimes there, or, we're back here now clearing our money debts, our money wounds. We're the chosen ones that gets to volunteer and fix those timelines. But there's several of us that are in different departments. So going back about money, crypto isn't the destination. It is just a bridge, which I have talked about this the very first day that I talked about crypto. It is a temporary structure for those still weaning off the control systems. Ultimately, even that will dissolve, and I know that might be hard for some to imagine. If you've seen Star Trek, they don't really use money. It's all energy and frequencies, and even other star nations don't use currency. Again, it's all about the frequency. But we're not going to need any of it someday. Not in the world we're stepping into. AI will be a part of this shift as well, not in the way that is fear-based, all these narratives that are spinning it, but as a support to help us decentralize and reorient towards organic intelligence. We are fracturing away from fiat. That's already happened in the field, and yes, many people who have tied their identity to the concept of money are going to feel the break, and it's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy for them, and it won't be pretty. But this isn't about the logistics, it's really the energetics. We don't fully know how it will all unfold because it is a vibrational path, not a linear one. From a frequency perspective, we're all stable. Many of us that are already awake, the Christos founders, the Triflame holders, we're already, some of us, living in the new earth. Now it's just a question for each soul. Which world are you choosing? Are you staying in the old earth, which is like a level 1 earth? Or are you ready to embody the new heart space kind of earth? Not everyone will make the leap. Some will stay behind, some will leave their bodies, some will stay in the old system until they break. And that is not our responsibility. Their soul chose to do that. And right now, the most important thing any of us can do is to tend to our own frequency. Am I living in integrity? Am I kind? Am I joyful? Am I showing up as a leader in my own life? Am I serving my community from a clean, clear space? That's the real wealth, and that's what matters. We have to stop feeding the fear, because the more we tune into that frequency, the more it regresses us into the old world, the old codes, and let people have their experience. Use your discernment. Let them feel what they need to feel. Not everyone is ready to unplug from the illusion, and that's okay. As for me, I'm limiting social media. The distortions are just too loud, especially with what is happening in the cosmos. It scrambles your perception if you're not careful. So I'm staying grounded in my knowing, and I'm choosing coherence, because right now the cosmos is mirroring this exact breakdown and integration. We're coming up with Chiron in retrograde, which is the wounded healer. It is walking backwards through Aries and inviting every single one of us to revisit the root of where we abandoned ourselves, the inner child, the instinctual fire, the place where we first said maybe it's safer to hide. And that wound is coming up because we can't carry it into the new timeline. This retrograde is almost like an intervention, a chance to reclaim our original flame, the purity of our I am, before the world told us who we need to be. And then we've got a sea of other retrogrades: Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. It's all rewinding the unconscious architecture of control, delusion, karma. You can feel the grid pulling things inward, upwards, into reflection, into stillness. So if you're trying to launch or leap forward without integrating the roots, you will feel the resistance. The energy will not move. Now is really the time to really pause, purify yourself, and remember, maybe once all the retrogrades are past this phase, then we can start creating new projects and whatever else. But my God, it is not a perfect time to be starting anything right now, because there's way too much friction in the cosmos. So yeah, just take it easy, take a bath, go for a walk, take care of yourself, don't do too much, just chill. Now's the time to really chill. Okay, and so in this next part, I want to talk about Leo season and the tri-flame. I'm sorry, I'm a little stuffy right now. I'm just lying in my bed. Thank you for curling up with me. It's like 10:30 here now. But just imagine we're sharing a warm drink or whatever by the fire, just us. And you don't need to know a thing about astrology to feel what I'm going to share about Leo season. This is about you and the spark that makes you who you are, and the lessons of a certain kind of this inner fire that teaches us all. I'm just your guide, and today I want to share what it is to hold the threefold flame. If you've noticed in a lot of the photos of Jesus, their heart has this 3 flames, and that is what the energy of Leo also represents. Think of it as the lion in your heart. This can show you about who you are and how you shine in the world. So imagine this fire burning right at the center of your chest, the kind that warms, that lights up the room and draws people close. That's the threefold flame. It is a beautiful way to describe the core of your being, made up of 3 parts, which is the wisdom, will, and love. Wisdom is all the lessons that life has carved into you. This is the quiet knowing you've gained from your highs and lows. Your will is your inner strength and the courage to act, to keep going, to choose what feels true to you. Love is your heart's openness, the way you can connect, the way you care, make others feel seen. And together, when you can activate these flames in your heart, these make up the fire of your soul or your life force energy, the light that is uniquely yours. You don't need to know stars or signs to feel this, because it's already a part of you that feels alive when you're doing something you love, or you're helping someone, or standing up for what matters. Now that we are in the season of Leo, this is a story about this fire in action. Picture a lion standing tall on a hill, its mane catching the sunlight. Its presence is calm but commanding, and this lion doesn't need to roar to be noticed. It just is, and others feel safe and inspired around it. Leo is that energy in you, that part that wants to shine, for you to lead, to create something beautiful, or just being bold. It's the you that is ready to step up to help a friend, share a story that moves people, or pours your heart into something that feels bigger than yourself. Leo is your inner leader, your inner artist, your inner sun. You're radiating this warmth and light when you're connected to who you truly are. And so, what does the threefold flame through this Leo lens teach you about yourself? First is that your light is meant to be shared and not hidden. The threefold flame, your wisdom, will, and love, is like a lantern inside of you. When you let it glow, it doesn't just light your own path, but it helps others find theirs too. And maybe you felt a little bit shy about speaking up, or posting that video, creating something, or taking the lead in a group. The Leo's energy is saying that you don't need permission to shine. Your experiences, your strength, your care for others, they are gifts that the world needs. Try and do this. Do one small thing each day and let your light out. If you want to share an idea or offer a kind word, compliment, make something just because it feels good. And that's your flame in action, and it's enough just as it is. Second, leading doesn't mean control, it means serving. Think of that lion watching over its pride. Its strength isn't about trying to boss people around. It's about protecting and guiding and holding space for everybody to thrive. Your threefold flame works the same way. Your wisdom helps you see what others need. Your will gives you the courage to act, and your love makes people feel safe around you because you're a leader. And when you lift others up, maybe by listening to a friend who is struggling, if you're trying to organize something that brings people closer together, or you're just showing up fully in a moment when it matters. You can ask yourself, how can I use my strengths to help someone today? Third is your fire needs to balance to burn true. Sometimes when we're afraid that we're not enough, we might push too hard to try and be seen. Maybe we seek attention, trying to please everyone, or feeling like we need to perform to be loved. And that's the shadow side of this energy. There's this fire that flares out of control. The threefold flame teaches you to come back to your center. And if you feel yourself chasing approval, you can pause and check in. Am I acting from my wisdom, or am I reacting to fear? Am I pushing to control, or am I pushing to create? Is my love open, or is it needy? When you can realign with your inner fire, you start to shine naturally without forcing it, and you're enough just as you are. Finally, the threefold flame reminds us that You're a part of something bigger, that your light doesn't just belong to you, it is connected to everyone around you. Leo's energy shows you that when you shine authentically, you give others permission to do the same. Your wisdom inspires somebody, and your will starts to spark someone else's action. Your love can help someone feel safe to love too. Not just a single flame, but you're a part of this web of light, and every time that you try and show up as your true self, you make the world brighter. And so going back, the tri-flame is the eternal fire of your divine self that is anchored in your high heart. Not just in your physical heart, but it's the energetic field. It is in your soul's sacred torch that... So again, the first flame is the blue flame, which is divine will and power. This is the flame of your aligned action. It is courage. This is the part of you that says, I will. It is your spine, your inner command. And when this flame is healthy, you don't try and dominate others. You stand fully in your authority. It gives you the backbone to act in alignment with your truth, even when it is uncomfortable. The next is the golden flame, which is divine wisdom and illumination. This flame is your inner knowing, the wise teacher within. It doesn't rush, it doesn't speak loudly, it just shines with clarity and brings understanding and not knowledge. It brings understanding, not just knowledge, but this is the solar flame of the mind fused with the soul, the illuminated intellect guided by divine truth. And lastly, the pink flame, which is divine love and compassion. This is the open, generous, and guarded heart. Not naive love, but a fierce type of love. The kind that sees the divine in others, even when they forget themselves. It teaches us how to forgive, how to soften, how to remember that we're not separate, and you are me and I am you. When these three flames burn together, there is balance, will, wisdom, and love. You become a living embodiment of your I am presence. A soul on earth who acts from divine power and sees through divine clarity and moves with divine love. And here's a little mantra that you can say. I know who I am. I act in alignment. I love without condition. That's the threefold flame. A literal living energy flickering in your high heart right now.